had my fun. It was a thrill. No regrets, you see. When it's my time, bring out the wine. Sing no sad songs for me. Good times come, then they go, and come back again. Life was always funny. I told you so, my friend. Begin each day, count every blessing. Profess your love, don't keep her guessing. I had my fun, it was a thrill. No regrets, you see. When it's my time, bring out the wine. Sing no sad songs for me. Begin each day, count every blessing. Profess your love, don't keep her guessing. Is it my swan song? Please don't ask the swan. If you think too much about it, tomorrow will be gone. I had my fun, it was a thrill. No regrets, you see. When it's my time, just pour the wine. Sing no sad songs for me.
And that is my friend, the Jimmy Z, from the Jimmy Z Trio from Pittsburgh, an original song. No regrets for me. Beautiful song. Yeah, so if you were ever in the Pittsburgh area, check out the Jimmy Z Trio. Wonderful, wonderful talents. Awesome guy, awesome band. I think one of the bass players is a doctor, a surgeon. So you figure that out. Well, happy Sunday, and welcome to another live chat. Let me turn this down just a notch on my boombox here. How's everybody doing? I just got done shoveling the driveway, the snow, and had some coffee. Man, my skin is dry. The furnace and the heat, jeez. Anyway, we have Uzas Milias. I hope I said that correctly. Welcome. I believe you are new to the live stream. Everybody, please say hello to Milius. If it's okay, I'll just call you Mil, so I won't butcher your name anymore. Anyway, everybody, please say hello to Milias. Some people are multifaceted. You know, Mark, my friend who sings, he's actually a financial advisor of all things. It never occurred to me he had a passion to sing. It was his wife who pushed him 10 years ago. Yeah, but he's a financial consultant who prefers to sing. Awesome. You know, that's one great thing about the human spirit. Follow your dreams, right? It's your first time, Mil? Okay. Yes, I actually have 2 humidifiers, but I just have to turn them on. Duh. The falling leaves, the falling snow. That's quite amazing. Yeah, he is awesome. And the more wonderful thing about him is he does it for free. He doesn't really promote it or do things. He produces CDs every once in a while. He gives them out for free, and he tells people, like, instead of paying him, rather you donate it to a charity or whatever. Now that's a heart of gold. A heart of gold. He should be in Congress. Oh wait, no, he may be corrupted then. All right, scratch that. Charlie Ross, what's up? That's what you need. Some kind of that music. Yeah, it's warm. It's inviting. It's non-threatening. So yeah. So check out the Jimmy Z trio. All right. So we'll talk a little bit today about something I've talked about before, Lubuntu. By the way, if anybody wants to join, this is an open chat. I won't be on too long. I don't have my webcam set up. So if you want to join in with or without a webcam, you're more than welcome to just send me an email. That email is totalosttoday1@gmail.com. And we'll get you on this chat if you want to. If you're shy, that's okay. Again, you don't need a webcam because I will not be using mine for this one. So before we get started, let me know. Just send me the email. I'll send you a link. If you want to hear more music, I'll even do that today. Why not? Hello, McFly, Peabody says. Yeah, Marty McFly. The evening breeze. Man, I'm in the mood now. Well, you know, it's almost Valentine's Day in a couple weeks, right? Hey, guys, take care of your ladies, okay? Don't make me call Paulie and give you some free lessons, okay? So welcome the new people here. It's a made-up holiday, meh. Steve's very own, the quintessential romantic Valentine's Day, meh. I don't have a steady girlfriend. I have lots of friends. But if I did have a steady girlfriend, I would do something different. Yeah. Stephanie Forian. Yeah, I'll put her in the chat. Another great singer. There you go. That's our friend Stephanie. Bobby Strickland. Hey, Toss, the year of Linux is here. We'll see, Bobby. I certainly hope so. The first Ubuntu show is up. It is my quest, my dream to have Ubuntu or a version of it as a global or national Linux desktop for Windows users. So will this be the year of the Linux desktop, Bobby? I'm trying, man. You guys can check out that very first live show we did. It's on the Patreon page, TOS Today. Those of you who support the channel through PayPal, if just send me an email. I'll send you the link to that private chat. That way I can keep track of, who gets involved and, how serious this topic can be. So just check out the links below in the show notes. Yeah. If I had a woman, I would make her feel special and loved in each and every day. STS, yeah. I guess the true meaning of love is unconditional love, I suppose. I don't know. If we have any churchgoers in the house, feel free to voice your comments. But yeah, I mean, don't take people or life for granted, obviously. Yeah. So let me go ahead and screen share here. Well, before I do this, does anybody want to join in? Before we go into this topic, it's totalostoday1@gmail.com. Again, if you're first time and are shy, you don't need a webcam. Just your microphone is fine. I know we have Steve and Joey in the house. If you want to join in, just say yes. It's the love Jesus has for humanity. Yep. Your $400 computer idea is a great start for a beginner. Bobby, yeah, I mean, let's say I was not a Linux user, but somebody mentioned it. As a consumer, how much would I want to spend the first time? It's going to be $400, right? All right, let's get Steve in here. I mean, that's how I feel about it. All right, let me get some people in here, then we'll get moving here with the topic. Again, if you want to join in, don't be shy. You do not need a webcam. All right, Steve, check your email. There you go. All right. Anybody else want to join? The last call for anybody who wants to join in the chat. Don't have the energy, Ben. That's fine. I know you've been sick. Not a problem, my friend. Not a problem whatsoever. Not a problem. So, yeah, totalostoday1@gmail.com. Send the email now if you want to join. This is the last call. Just waiting for Steve to drop in. Charlie Ross, messing deepen so can't. Messing deepen. Missing or messing? I don't know. Messing deepen. Okay. I have a good voice for radio. John, thank you. No, that's been mentioned several times before. I do not. I took a lot of speech courses in college, did some acting. I wrote a few scripts. I was always involved, but never officially radio. I guess YouTube is my official radio job, voice, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, so.
Hello,
Bobby said, oh, there. Hey, Steve. Oh, you're in the shadows. Ooh.
Yeah, I got it's bright. You can see it's beautiful out, but it's beautifully cold.
Yeah.
Shut these a little bit.
You can crank up your volume just a notch, In fact, let me crank down the music here. We'll do that. Okay. All right. But thank you, John. Yeah. Bobby says your mom is on Windows 7. We'll be moving her this year to Ubuntu. Nice. Very nice. STS, you want to join? Okay, let me get to the thing here. As soon as I receive it, I'll send you the link, Mark. But yeah, my goal, my dream, I sound like Martin Luther King. I have a dream to have Ubuntu as the national Linux desktop. You can start out on Ubuntu. You may want to install just a couple or at least one extension. Bobby, dash to panel, I believe, is it. I think that will be easier for her. And make sure that the machine has at least 4 gigs of RAM. It will run with less, but it'll sputter. STS, it's totalostoday1 gmail.com. The number 1, yeah. I've taken a look at several ideas for the Linux phone, Lamer. I'll believe it when I see it. And so far, to be perfectly blunt, I believe none of it. Until I can physically go into a store and check it out touchy-feely. But that's my New York attitude talking, I suppose. But really, that's what consumers think, right? If they can't touch it, feel it, try it, then, what's all the talk about? I don't know, Steve, what do you think about it?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if you can talk about it all you want, but if they
Right.
can't get on here,
Right.
I'm going to do a test. I talked to my wife today. She's going to be part of a experiment where I do different distributions, and she can play around with it for a week.
Okay.
And then at the end of the week, we'll do a quick video with her comments and that,
Right.
and see, because she can be very tech minded if she wants to, but she tends not to want to.
Yeah.
So we can get an honest opinion from like a Windows user.
Sure.
What she thinks.
Right. So you think it's going to work out?
We'll see.
Okay. Fair enough.
She says, as long as I don't record her face, she's happy.
Okay. I just realized I'm actually running this from Lubuntu, the live USB. I had to crank up my volume. Okay. Yeah, they're running Pulse Audio. They don't have a good built-in audio manager in the panel. At least not off the top. But okay. There we go. Now we're good. Okay, let me do that. Mark, check your email. You should be getting it. So we'll get started here.
Saw Joe in the room a little bit ago. Is he not?
I thought I did. Yeah.
Because we were talking about this morning on my stream about having NVIDIA problems, and after I came down from the stream, had breakfast, I started adding some stuff to the Ubuntu desktop. I did, the tweak tool and that.
Yeah.
And I, because that laptop has a onboard NVIDIA card, so I did a update on the driver, and I got what he had. He was having problems where it was a blank screen.
Yeah. Huh. Okay. Well, so far I've had good luck with Ubuntu standard, Ubuntu Mate, of course. I got Linux Mint Cinnamon. I thought about installing Lubuntu on it, but it's strange because I guess they will drop support for 32-bit in the next release. But I thought having a lightweight distro like Lubuntu was supposed to, revive older machines, which are 32-bit. So it's almost counterintuitive. You know what I mean? So I don't know if what I read is correct. All right, let me do this here. There. Let me go ahead and screen share. All right, there we go. You should be able to see that. All right. So Lubuntu now, this is was it QT? Yeah. So Tux Digital did a very nice short, not a tutorial, but like an overview of this. Much improved off from the previous version of Lubuntu. Of course, Ubuntu base, compatible, fast and lightweight. That it is.
What up?
Well, is that Mike? Welcome.
Hey, Mark.
Dan Simmons says there haven't been enough downloads to justify. Why am I the only one downloading 32-bit? I find that hard to believe, Dan. Yeah, I find it hard to believe. If we spread the word about Linux to Windows, I'm sure there's a lot of Windows users out there with older 32-bit machines. That's my guess. But new Inside and Out. useful for your needs. Install everywhere, including on a Raspberry Pi. It says here.
Gotcha.
Nice. That'll work. The next one will be Disco Dingo. So yeah, apparently they're going to drop, as I stated, 32-bit. But the purpose of a really lightweight Linux distro is to revive older machines. And if you don't have 32-bit support, then what's the point?
Yeah. A lot of the really older machines passed, like, I don't know, circa 2005, 2006 are going to be, yeah, that's exactly going to be it. 2004 and earlier is going to be 32-bit.
I mean, I wanted to install this to replace my Linux Mint Cinnamon, which kind of lags in my ThinkPad, but I'm like, but then I'll have to uninstall it when this expires because, again, there will not be 32-bit support for 1904. So I thought, what's the point? Now, maybe that may change. Yeah.
How old is your ThinkPad? I'm just wondering.
That originally had Windows 7, I believe, which would have been 2009.
Okay.
32-bit.
Well, that's going to be, that's probably going to have a 64-bit chipset in it, but you specifically wanted to go with 32-bit to be light on resources, period. That was your goal.
My ThinkPad Z, I don't have it. It's a Z61. I believe that's officially 32-bit. That's how it was made, I think. Unless I looked it up wrong, but I believe
you bought it used off of eBay.
Yeah,
that sounds older.
Yeah, it was one of those refurbished. I think it was eBay. It wasn't Amazon. I think it was eBay.
Gotcha.
This is like
I got my T430 on accident.
Okay.
As a kind of a funny story behind that, I ordered the T430. Well, no, I ordered the X220 to begin with, and I just paid like $105 or whatever.
Okay.
And I made a mistake. Actually, sold it out from under me and offered me another one.
Oh.
It was kind of my fault. It was kind of my fault because I was late on paying him. And when I went ahead to pay him, he had already sold it out from underneath me. I let him know it'd be a few days, and the money would hit my account, and I could pay.
Okay.
And it was a rare situation. I usually don't like to do that. I usually like to pay up. But the one I got, long story short, is a T430i, and it's got the integrated NVIDIA graphics.
Okay, yeah.
And what that allows me to do is play some games I never thought I would be able to play.
Okay.
Using the ThinkPad until I can get my gaming rig built. So it actually worked out very well in my favor.
Yeah, the ThinkPad I've been using, it has like a metal top case and like metal like hinges. I mean, it's solid for a ThinkPad. It just, even though it'll be 10 years old, it rocks. So, but it's 32 bit. Yeah. So, like I said, I wanted to install this, but then I have to take it out. So maybe that'll change. I don't know. If anybody is on the Lubuntu team or watches this later, please confirm there will not be official support for 32-bit with 1904.
Yeah, that's probably the case. I mean, you got to think 64-bit, bro. I'm a Luddite myself. I'll be the first to admit to it. Yeah. With some things, with certain things, I'm a Luddite. With hardware, I'm a Luddite. With software, I'm more of a latest and greatest kind of in between. It don't have to be bleeding edge. I don't want it to be bleeding edge, but I just want it to be current.
Okay.
But only if there's actual advantages to it.
Dan, I haven't spoken to you in a while. Dan Simmons, what are you using now? Or did you say maybe I missed it? But getting back to this is a massive improvement, I think, from the previous Lubuntu. It looks more polished.
Yeah, that looks.
Better. It does definitely. I mean, the icon set they picked, and even that. It looks better because I know when I first came to Linux and I tried Lubuntu and especially early, Ubuntu. I mean, it was just like, why do I want this? This looks like old Windows.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, we're all visual, so it's substance over function. I mean, later on you could decide, well, maybe this is all a distraction and that. Yeah,
right.
It does look really nice. I know pretty much the Peppermint team is not planning on using anything in LXQT in the future of Peppermint, so it's going to be interesting to see what he does with it.
Will they continue with 32-bit, you think, at least for the next few years? Or?
I think so. I mean, there's still after a while, it's going to be hard to keep that 32-bit going.
Right.
Even
Right.
surfing and all that. So you can repurpose it. So I have a little Asus 32-net netbook doing a slideshow of all my pictures in that.
Okay.
You can do that around the house.
Right.
Little ideas like that.
Right. This has HTOP installed by default. Again, this is off the live USB stick. They're 2 gigs, 2.3 gigs, which isn't bad of RAM. Hi, Joe.
Hey.
2.3 gigs off the live view. This is actually running pretty smooth. And this is the 32-bit version that I downloaded for Lubuntu, but it seems okay.
Okay. 2 gigs.
See. Yeah, 2.3 gigs it's using, so that's not bad.
That's including your apps and your OS itself, so that's really not that bad.
Yeah.
It's not the most efficient in the world, but it's not bad.
No, it isn't bad.
No
if this was Ubuntu, it would have probably close to 4 gigs by now, or over 3 gigs. I like the configuration here, or the choices, the themes.
Yeah.
Again, this is definitely a step up. It doesn't look like an older, like Steve said, older Windows XP. And I think that was a turnoff for a lot of users. But you got more choices here, and this is how it should be. Still lightweight. I think you can install this as little as 256 megabytes of RAM.
Wow.
I think that's what I read. I think. Of course, you want to have more to run this,
Yep.
Yeah, it's right at 2.3. So,
hey, stranger.
And who?
Hey, Joey, Bababu. What's up?
Yeah.
Games 2048-QT. Oh, that's a number game. Oh, okay. Graphics, of course, LibreOffice, Internet, Blue Devil Wizard. I installed Chromium to run this. Office, the ubiquitous LibreOffice sound and video. Pulse Audio was installed by default, which is awesome. VLC is awesome. K3B, if you still want to burn CDs, DVDs, that's probably one of the best burning apps for Linux right now.
K3B?
Yeah.
Oh, said yeah. Agreed.
Yeah. Looks like there's a drop-down terminal, the Q terminal for this, which is nice. The Mu1 package manager, it's okay. I still prefer the Synaptic package manager. This this is
Burn is good.
Yes.
Super simple, dirt simple.
Yeah. So there's
just very limited.
Yeah. Let's see what else we have here. All right, preferences, again, appearance, Windows effects. So they added a few, snazzy things on this if you want to jazz it up a notch. Although most lightweight distros, most people probably not going to want to worry about, customizing too much. They just want a lightweight system, plug it in, run it, and that's it.
Yep.
So the one thing I noticed is Mary Melody's fan. Hello, Tam 1954. Hello. The one thing I noticed that Linux still continues to struggle. I don't know why. This has the ability to add little applets or widgets or I don't know, plugins. I guess they're calling these widgets. Still no standard weather applet. Then you would think in 2019 we would have a weather applet. Now I realize that's old-fashioned, but that's what I like. So,
yeah.
I mean, come on, Linux team, put it in there. In fact, the weather plugin in Cinnamon crashed. It no longer works. So the only quote-unquote perfect weather widget applet is in the Mate desktop. It always works. I mean, it's plain and simple. It's never let me down, and I don't know why that can't be like duplicated. But no weather applet. I don't get it.
Yeah. I have a question for Joe Panico real quick. With Elementary OS Juno 5.0, I have thought about it, and I'm actually moving away from using desktop icons as I start to use more of my panel and my dock. I've gotten to use a dock the last year or two or so. I really actually love the Mac UI that Elementary OS uses. My question was, Can you? Is there a way with the tweaks that I can at least pin icons to my panel if I need to kind of space things out, or do I have to put everything in my dock kind of like deepened, where it just I know it's designed just to run from the dock, but
The guy to ask would be Chicken, because I am not a big GNOME fan, and it's been a while since I've been on elementary, since we did our distro test and stuff, and I don't remember it doing it then. That doesn't mean it's not available now. It's been some time, so I can't honestly answer that for you. I'll tell you if you can or not.
And I know Elementary
is very, very well versed on that. He'd be the guy to ask.
Yeah. Elementary Alan Pope.
No, Chicken. The one on Biddle.
Yeah, that's what okay, that's his first name. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. I know Elementary OS Unleashed is available, but I like it to come from the Elementary team because they put the love and care into that, and I know the way they specifically the intangibles in OS 5.0 Juno, you're not going to find anywhere else as far as the windows and the way it looks and feels. There's something specific to that Matt Harley mentioned where it scales properly and where the panel changes color. I'm going to go back to Elementary and see what I can do. I don't think it's going to bother me too much if I just put it out of my mind and do the tweak tool. I think I'll be all right with it. I really do.
Well, and as you heard on this morning's podcast, and Steve mentioned it here, there's a host of issues going on with NVIDIA right now with these distros. And Carm, I know you said you haven't had any issues, but you don't really do any Steam gaming on there like we do, correct?
No, I'll be honest. Until we get a standard, if we get a standard Linux desktop, I'll keep my Windows games in Windows for now, just to avoid any potential conflicts. And Linux games in Linux.
Well, and that's what I mean. I have Linux games in Steam that I run and stuff, but you have to have the forced pipeline stuff activated and all that composite pipeline. And the problem is, in order to have those settings stay in place, you have to basically do an alter to your file, create a .conf file or whatever. And Colin recommended a different setup today a little bit, and I'm going to look at that because I purposely, now this is the second time in less than 24 hours I've installed Mint on here. And as soon as I put the 390 driver in that they had, I didn't do the PPA to pull all the drivers down.
Yeah.
I put 415 in there, and I thought that maybe that was the cause of it because it's still a beta. But what it was is, as soon as I saved to which I put in the chat earlier to Steve, that Etsy file, it's in the X11 folder, that the xorg.conf. I reboot it. Sure enough, a black screen. I hit the Alt F1 and Alt F7 just to bring it back up quickly. And I took that file out, reboot it, and the screen came back up. So I know it's so Colin's recommending that .d to 20-NVIDIA file, whatever. He had a whole setup. He did a video on it. To me, what's bothering is that you have to go through all these hoops to make them work. Now,
that's why I can't. I mean, I know last night Chris Titus Tech has had a lot of luck doing Windows games on Linux, but he's more advanced. Then that's just over. That is information overload for beginners, and I'll just scare them off. You know what I mean? That's why I keep it simple. If you love your Windows games, as I do, you don't have to delete Windows. Keep using Windows. You want to try it on Linux? Just get a separate machine, like a refurbished ThinkPad, for $200, 4 gigs of RAM, and you're good to go. But for now, Windows software, just use Windows. Yeah.
Well, I'm not really trying to do that. I did the Proton thing, and it didn't seem to work. And I thought to myself, kind of like you did, I thought, if I want to play Windows games that bad, I'll just go on the Xbox in the other room. Yeah. So I really don't want to play them that bad. But what I do want is what I do have here to keep working. And You know, I didn't have any issues with Mate until recently. Something was going on with it, and I don't know if it was packages I installed or if it was just maybe something with NVIDIA, because, yeah, who knows? You know, that's the problem. You can't always trace where it's going back to. And I know that Zeb had been saying that him and Mark have been batting their brains trying to figure out what's going on with this, but it's not just a Peppermint thing now, because coincidentally, yeah, I moved my taskbar up and I put my printer in, and maybe I tweaked a couple of sound settings, but I didn't install anything until, other than the printer, and I installed the NVIDIA drivers last night, and I did that save file, and when I went to bed, I shut the computer off. I got up this morning, it was a black screen. So that's what told me now it's NVIDIA, and it's not really a distro issue, specific distro issue.
Yeah.
John's got a good question. Why are people concerned with moving people from Windows to Linux? That's a good question. That's why I started the Ubuntu Show, because the thing is, Windows 10 is not as fun as Windows 7. It's a headache, even though I use Windows 10 to play games, and it's my backup OS, but it feels bloated. It's more complicated than it needed to be. The forced updates, and now they want 7 gigs of reserve space to make sure you can install the, you know what I mean? There are alternatives out there for Windows users. The problem is, well, number one, they deserve an alternative that's not $2,000 like an Apple.
Absolutely.
They deserve an alternative for about $400. Linux fits the bill. Now, there have been not a protest, but debate in the past. How can you have a Linux standard with all the, fragmentation? That takes away the freedom. Timeouts. Timeout. You put a machine in your local Walmart or whatever ABC computer store, a machine, I'll say based off Ubuntu, but it really doesn't matter. $400. They take it home. They plug it in. It's easy to use. Updates take, 1/5 the time? As a Windows, you're not holding back the open source community. You're expanding it, because that potential user base of millions, maybe billions of people who don't want the potential headache of a Linux distro, because what if it crashes? What if my graphics dies? How do I install a printer driver? Now, I haven't had that many issues lately with Linux, because I know which distros to choose. I will never use Arch Linux as my daily driver. There's nothing wrong with it. It's great for advanced and power use, but for beginners, not really. So to answer that question is, Windows users, they're probably not too happy with Windows 10 in general. Now, I'm not saying Windows 10 is not stable. It doesn't work. It does. It's great for gaming, even though the last 2-3 updates for a lot of people have kind of botched the system. Not for me. Now, and I know it can happen in Linux too. I had a comment say, well, Linux will never delete your files and keep your folders. Wrong answer, because that happened to me in the past with Ubuntu, so it can happen. So the potential is there. The potential user base to expand Linux beyond a 2% market. I mean, Jesus, 2%. My mom's homemade bread has more market share than Linux right now. So Windows users deserve an alternative, but not a $1,000 or a $2,000 alternative from Apple. Nothing wrong with that if you got the money. But I think for most mom and pops with kids and on a budget, they deserve a standard, a national, or a universal Linux desktop based on Ubuntu with a few extensions to make it more user-friendly. You have to increase the performance. You can't need 4 gigs of RAM to run that system, because that's a bit high. Okay, I would say drop it down to 2 gigs and you're good. But John, that's to answer my question. Joe, I know we've talked about it before.
Scared the crap out of me.
Well, the other thing too, we talk about 2% of the market share. That's the desktop only. If you were to really encompass where Linux is as a whole, it's a lot more, far more than just 2%. If anything, it's probably close. It's probably closer to half, I'm going to guess. Because, it's in your cars, it's in your smartphones, it's in your smart refrigerators, it's in I've said this before, in the radio stations, it's from an enterprise version. If you encompass where it's at, all factors, all entities, it's a much, much larger market share than anybody believes. It's the desktop that's being gauged right now, where the 2% comes in, and that's gain, and that's actually probably a little higher than that now, but it's still, compared to Windows or Mac, and yet a lot of people don't realize, which we've said before, is that Mac is built off of the Unix system, which is the same file system.
For businesses, Linux is a complete success. I totally agree. But there's a potential market, a potential revenue of billions of dollars for the moms and pops, because you start with the desktop. Now Junior says, hey, Mom and Dad, updates only took 2 minutes versus 2 hours. Well, I want a gaming machine. Now you see where this leads to? Oh, Mom and Dad, I need a laptop for school. Now you have the Ubuntu laptop. You know what I mean? How about a tablet? The potential, but you need to start somewhere. Keep it simple, a simple desktop. Reliable, bug-free Ubuntu desktop. Doesn't even need it. I don't think it even needs a disk drive, but it has to work out of the box. It has to be pre-tested for graphics drivers. It has to be pre-tested for printers, so they won't have an issue. You know, you can't have it, well, I got it to print, but it won't scan. You can't have none of that. It has to work out of the box the first time. And once people realize the power of Linux, that it can run faster updates, no viruses. Why are Chromebooks selling? Why are they selling? Now, I don't have one yet. Why are they selling? Because they just freaking work. And they start at $200. That's amazing. Amazing.
Mackie, shut up.
But the simplicity of the base desktop when you're installing a distro.
Yeah.
You know, the drivers are all there. I mean, you still got to go through the driver issues with trying to get with Windows sometimes. And there's hit or misses on whether those work too. But the Nouveau, you know, the standard, you know, like everybody's like, oh God, Xorg has been around forever. I said this earlier, you know, and it's like, when is it going to be updated? That works fine. That absolutely works fine. It's when you get into the, you know, and what bothers me the most is, like I said this today, is I go on NVIDIA's site and I look up my specific cards, and there's a list of supported drivers that have been, you know, graduating as they keep improving or whatever. And yet we still have an issue with it being compatible with Linux. And I don't know where that little crossover is getting dropped.
Yeah.
There's obviously fixes for it. And if you can, like Colin, if Colin could fix it by doing a couple of alterations to these files, that says something. So if and I'm not going to call, I don't want to say Colin's an average layperson. He's very intelligent when it comes to this stuff. But he's not a regular developer. So, but my point is, if he could figure it out just by reading an ArchWiki, you know, why can't this be built in or baked into the system to just work? You know.
John says your girlfriend loves your Chromebook. John, may I ask why? Can you give us some specifics, if that's okay? I think I know why, but can you tell us from the horse's mouth, as it were, why does she like it? Lamer uses Manjaro. See, even Mark's dog loves Linux. That's awesome. I can hear him in the background.
I'm sorry.
Not a problem.
She starts and she will not shut up.
Well, she wants to bark. She wants to bark Ubuntu, but she can't, so she goes rubber. Yeah, man.
I think she's barking arch.
Oh, no wonder she's in pain. Oh, never mind.
No, she loves arch.
Hi, Doc66. Welcome. Oh, okay.
She's barking MX.
Melia says you cannot use Linux at school because IT exams is on MS Office. Ah, okay. You just literally asked her now. You report back, John. Okay. Tell her to hurry up. No, I'm just kidding. Hi, Heather. Good afternoon. Yeah, puppy Linux. Haha.
Oh, no one prophetic here yet.
Yeah. So yeah, we're just humming along here with Lubuntu 2.3 gigs of RAM. Very nice.
Yeah, I'm running like 5 gigs on Mint.
Wow. Oh my God. Call Weight Watchers. Jeez.
But you know what? You're talking 2 gigs on a 5 or 6 gig machine.
Yeah.
We're talking 5 gigs on a 16 gig machine.
Okay, well then that's not that big of a deal. Yeah.
Yeah, it's still more than I was running on Mate though, I think.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I got 8 gigs. I gotta upgrade to 16 gigs to my ThinkPad though.
Okay. Anyway, as we get back to Lubuntu, what do you guys think? Should they keep it 32-bit at least for another couple of years? Because, like I said, I wanted to install this to replace my Linux Mint Cinnamon, but like I said, so again, from what I read, officially there will no longer be support for 32 bits starting with 1904. That's why I haven't installed this, but I think it looks fantastic. So,
yeah,
well, it depends on what they have to do as developers to change their focus. If they have to split up their team, I don't, stuff like that I don't understand. So I'm unsure, and maybe that's the fact. So most of these developers, they're limited staff. They're doing it on their own time.
Right. Right.
And we do. I mean, we do have to move on. Yeah, some people just have no choice to have an old system, but we're moving on. We're past that, and it's just that some that just don't want to spend the money. They might have it, and there's deals to be had like crazy out there. But
I know. Well, then don't promote it as let's revive your old system. Right. In reality, you can't, or you may not be able to. Just say it's a lightweight system for 64-bit systems, and that's fine. But don't say it's designed for older systems because 32-bit is older. So.
Well, that one right there now too. When you think about it, how many years it's been around already.
Right.
There are certain there are certain families. This is something I'm passionate about. The Lord laid on my heart one Sunday morning at church that I wanted to start a charity to where not only do I custom build machines and sell them, and I do refurb laptops and desktops and phones. I would love to work with somebody with more resources and maybe work alongside them so I could get better at doing this. I want to be able to build refurb computers and just give them to the poor, those in poverty, to students in school systems that might be left out. They didn't get a computer for whatever reason. Maybe their parents couldn't afford it. To help people find work, employment in rural North Carolina and other areas eventually. I just really want to help and serve people in that way. I have such a great passion for what I do in technology in general. And I'm going to start somewhere, and I'm going to start small. And that and supporting Linux, and I hope to really make an impact for Linux in my local community.
Well, there you go. That's I think we lost them. That's the power of Linux, is the community. There's no question. Yeah. Somebody said parents use Macs because they are more like appliances. Oh, because they keep breaking? That's just a joke. But all right, John. So your girlfriend says simple to use, multi-purpose use to stream video. It's a Kindle type documents, very handy for on the go because of size and cheaper to replace if stolen, broken. Oh, I never thought about cheaper to replace for stolen. So she got just the basic $200 model. Hey, that is the power of a standard Linux laptop. Anyway, not really a desktop, but yeah, I mean, let's do that for a desktop.
Carm, not to interrupt you again, but I just took a look because I can see you have yours up there to compare. I just dropped down to 2.9 gig. I have no clue what was running that.
Wow, that's quite a drop. Okay.
Sorry about that. I just I'm watching yours. I was interested in your specs.
Yeah, nice. Oh, John says also less important things saved on there: flip screen and touch screen. Oh, so it has a touch screen. So it's not the base model, John. I'm assuming it's not the Pixelbook, is it? Very quick to open. Yeah. The Pixelbook doubles as an iPad or a tablet, for the price of one. I think that's a better deal than an iPad personally, but not a fan of touchscreen computers, Mary Melody. Yeah, they're okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I was watching TV last night in the middle of watching, what was I watching? Star Wars. They had a commercial for a Chromebook. So why not a commercial for Ubuntu? Right, John, it's a Chromebook, but so it's not the Pixelbook version of the Chrome OS. Okay, it's just a standard Chromebook. Okay, all right. Which one is it? Is it the Samsung? John? Oh, Asus Flipbook. Got it. Okay. All right. Cool.
I almost got the Asus flipbook from my wife when I got her this other Asus.
Okay.
You know, aside from Lenovo or the ThinkPads, Dell has done a fairly decent job, though, with even their standard machines being able to run any Linux distro with no issues.
John, I probably know the answer. Ask her, do the updates take minutes or hours? I know people are saying, come on, Toss, don't be stupid. Canonical will have to pay for the commercials. Well, they could start off with volunteers with a radio voice. Hint, to push the machine. I would do it. Just send me a machine as payment. I would gladly do it to start off. Obviously, you need more exposure. Radio, TV. I get that. But that's my thought on that. Easy Nicks, yeah.
So on the I did the self-made Neverware.
Yeah.
Chrome. It updates. Yeah, it updates really quick.
Okay.
I like I said, I'm a bit impressed with the whole boot up and shutdown and how it works. I see why people are going with Chromebooks.
Well, she says minutes a lot quicker than Windows, and she barely noticed. That sounds about right, John. I mean, the Pixelbook has been described as flawless. Now think about it. Think about this. When was the last time a distro was described as flawless? When was the last time any Linux machine was described as? I can't think of one except the Chromebook. That says a lot for the power of Linux, and it's based on Gentoo of all things.
Yeah, what those programmers did with is kind of unbelievable. I mean,
well, you know why? Because they just picked one. They just picked whatever. In this case, it was Gentoo for whatever reason. They just picked one file manager, one set of updates, no fragmentation, and that's it. If you don't like it, move on. That's the reality. And you know what? It worked. She said her Chromebook and her Microsoft Surface Pro are the two favorite pieces of tech. Oh, the Microsoft Surface. Wow. Are their updates just as fast, John?
But see, Gentoo, CentOS, Red Hat, I mean, you're talking a different level. It's more toward the that's not surprising because you're talking more toward enterprise type
Okay.
level.
Okay. Gentoo flawless. Well, at least on the Chromebook, not as a random download there, Lamer. Yeah. The Surface Pro is $1,500. Nah, you're better off with the Pixelbook for $1,000, John. In my opinion, I didn't realize it was that much. Yeah, you're better off with the Pixelbook. But it is very nice. Well, I hope so for $1,500. Yeah. Yeah, Windows with the last few updates last year, they've had their problems. I didn't notice it on my end, but it's not good. Yeah.
I'm back. Sorry.
No problem.
Lost power.
Oh my goodness.
The laptop needs battery.
Mark, you're breaking up, so you might still be having. Yeah, you're breaking up.
Shut your camera off, Mark.
Yeah, try with your camera. Maybe that. Yeah, try with the camera off. See if that helps. Yeah.
And actually, you could go into Google too, and you could change the bandwidth to a lower bandwidth.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I'll configure that, and then I'll come back on because I don't want to interrupt the flow.
Oh,
so
you won't do
it.
You can do it while you're on the fly.
Yeah, just hit that.
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Hit the
okay.
It's not broke at all. It works flawlessly. Really impressed with it, to be honest. Okay. Windows can go fly a kite. Heather, I wish Windows was as fast as flying a kite. I wouldn't mind that. That's actually not a bad analogy. I mean, I know it's bad in this, but if it was as light as that, it would work, Heather. Keep in mind, she does not care at all about open source or Linux. Now, see, John, that's excellent because you're right. Most newbies or whatever, they don't care if it's open source closed source, Gentoo, Funtoo, Voodoo. It just works. And that's my philosophy behind a standard Linux desktop, whether it's based off Debian, Ubuntu, Gentoo. It won't matter as long as it freaking works. But that is, John, I'm glad you mentioned that is an excellent example of what I kind of had in mind of what people would think. It just works. Microsoft going to make a lightweight Windows 10. Well, I don't believe in drinking multiple six-packs either, Lamer Linux. Yeah. So I don't think that's going to happen. Good point there. It will need to... Yeah. I mean, look, a person who buys a Chromebook is not going to say, hey, honey, wait a minute. This is based on Gentoo. Take it back. And it's not going to happen. They will look at it. They're going to say it works, and there you go. So, hi, Switch. Anyway, that's my philosophy on a universal global Linux desktop for the masses. And, Ubuntu was my first date. So I want to thank him by returning the favor. So I am promoting Ubuntu as a national desktop. By the way, we'll probably have the next Ubuntu show next weekend, probably Sunday during the day, to get people in different time zones to also join if they wish. Just let me know, or just shoot over to the TOS Today page on Patreon, and I'll send you an invite. I want to keep it to within maximum 10 guests so that everybody gets a chance to say what they have to say. I won't have to worry about keeping an eye on the live chat. To just make it easier, and we'll see if this gains any traction. I don't know. I really don't know, but I don't believe in just sitting back and waiting for things to happen. So that's my philosophy. Helping people move to Linux. You mean helping? Switch. Yeah, give me. Let me. I'll let you come in here for a little bit. I wasn't going to stay on too much longer. So give me a second here.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay, much better.
Yeah, it's a lot smoother. Yeah. Okay. Switch. Check your email. Let me get out of that. Do this. I guess I can keep the shell open there.
All right, we're going to go buy a camera.
I recommend the
C920.
Yeah, if you're gonna go fairly, I mean, they're like $50 now, which is a steal.
Yes, sir.
They are a steal. If you got the budget, get a decent, what's the one Derek got? A Panasonic G7, which is pretty good. You want to go a little higher end? Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's outside of me right now. It's
yeah.
I feel bad saying that. I feel like
not a problem. Not a problem. Logitech is quite acceptable. 4K cameras are nice. You don't really need them now. If you're gonna do like outdoor stuff, like environmental, then you want it. If you're gonna be out in the sunshine or talking to people, then you want to afford. That's where you really notice it. I mean, or really take advantage of it. But yeah. All right. So we'll get switching here.
With the elementary OS, one thing I really like that they have done in Juno is the ambient sounds for the notifications by default.
Okay.
As a person with Tourette's syndrome,
yeah.
Oh my God, you have no idea.
Okay. Oh, Mark, we're losing you again. Yeah.
Weird. I may just have to try later. I'll just enjoy the rest in the chat. I feel like I'm disrupting the flow.
Not a problem. Not a problem. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna have to make a decision here next month. My Comcast agreement expires, and it's gonna go up about $50, and I've been debating. So I don't know. I'll have to call him back. I'll have to call back with the Godfather voice. Say, don't treat me so disrespectfully. Give me a deal. Anyway.
All right. See that caddy outside your building?
I know. I should drive up. I should drive up to the Comcast office with the caddy. I say, hey, give me a deal on Comcast. Don't raise my rates, okay? I'm going to send Luca Brazzi with the fishes.
Yeah. Or pull up in front of the Xfinity store.
Yeah. Right. Instead of a pony with the Cadillac and a big, Italian guy with the fake, silk suit on. Yeah. Hi, Switch.
Greetings. How's it going?
Yeah. So I'm gonna call Comcast one more try. The first time I tried to get a better deal, they said no, can't do that. So I'll try it. I know it's gonna happen because it's happened before.
They're crazy.
At Comcast, I went to Dish, and less than a month later, when I had Dish, a nice Comcast rep knocks at the door, says, "Hey, we want you back. We'll even pay your cancellation." I'm thinking, now you tell me. But see, Dish Network back then was a good deal. It was 2 TVs for only $50, and then I had AT&T for my phone and DSL. It was hard to beat, But I know it's going to happen again. I'll cancel. I'll switch to AT&T or DirecTV. I'm going to knock on the door, and then I'll say, "Well, I'll tell you what, guys. You buy me a new car, and then I'll switch." Anyway,
they didn't buy you a new car, did they?
No, they did not buy me a new car. No. Yeah. Hi, Paula. Welcome. So Toss, will you go on Sunday mornings now? I was doing Good Morning Linux. I don't think I'll do Sunday mornings. I may do the next Ubuntu show next Sunday afternoon for the people in different time zones. Right now, I'm usually sleeping in Sunday mornings, waking up to Steve's, chat. But the problem is those chats are so exciting. I feel like going back to bed again. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh boy,
just kidding. Because they're so mellow. I'm like, guys are so relaxed, But no, it's a friendly chat. So check it out. Saturday mornings, 9 p.m. Eastern, right? Yeah, 9 p.m. Eastern. Yeah. Do you have Spectrum? No, we have Comcast. We can go where I live. I don't have a blockage of the satellite, so I can go Comcast or DirecTV. I think Verizon has something that's not available here. I forget what they call it. But
it's like Fios. I wouldn't go with it anyway.
That's it. That's it. Fios. Yeah, it's bad. Okay.
It is such a joke. It is
okay.
Like you may as well have a 33.6 modem.
Wow, really?
Oh yeah, that's one of the big options we have here, and I tried it once. It lasted less than a week. Like I couldn't even watch a YouTube video on 360. It was crazy.
That was supposed to be one of the next generation piece of technology. I guess not.
Well, what happened is they were trying to get into the cable or into the what is it, the fiber optics.
Right,
but
right.
It's not. All their stuff is DSL. I mean, it's crazy.
Okay.
So I think they're in theory rolling out some fiber in a few markets, but they've been collecting numbers here in State College. Like, let us know when we want it, and a whole lot of people signed on. They've been doing it they've been saying it's coming for about a decade.
Okay. Heather says you got DirecTV for 35 and DSL internet 40 for life. That's not bad. I can get right now as a new customer for the first year. I can go with that deal. Well, let's do AT&T DirecTV for about $100 a month. And if I go with it, that would be half. It's hard to believe. I mean, for the first year it would be half, but then it rises up to like $137 or something. But that would be half of what so.
Heather, how did you get that for life?
Yeah, really.
Because I'm not in a far out suburb from Chicago. I mean, Comcast is pretty embedded in here, but I can get DirecTV, but I can't get the AT&T internet. I'm just like, for years I've been just checking. I see what my sister-in-laws go through. They both have it. I'm like, Hi, kitty.
It's a rare one. This is the rare kitty. You never see her online.
Oh, she's cute. She says, "How much is that DirecTV? That's a deal."
Hi, kitty.
Yeah. Peabody, that's a good deal. That would be. Keep in mind that would be for 2 TVs, internet, and a home phone. So yeah, that's a pretty good deal. Yeah, keep in mind there's two TVs involved in that. So yeah, it would be about half of what the Comcast bill would be. So lucky to have Fios and Comcast at the poll every year you switch, David. Okay. Well, that's one way to play the game, right? Fios works for you, David? And David, welcome to the stream. Yeah, Peabody, it's TV. It's what they call a triple play deal. But yeah, that's tempting to switch. I know it's going to be slower than the cable, but I don't know. We'll see. The TP-Link Wi-Fi router, Mark, causing. I'm not familiar with TP-Link. I've heard of it. I have a what do I have? I'm running this through the Linksys router.
One of the things that a lot of people don't think to do is they don't think to go into their routers and check their firmware for updates, because that a lot
yes.
And right. I have TP-Link cards, wireless cards in there. I've had fantastic.
Okay. Yeah. I actually need to check the firmware for this. I haven't, because it's been reliable, but you still should check for security issues or updates and all that. Yeah. Don says you got fiber optic cable. Wow, nice. From the node to the wall, it gets turned to copper. So the fiber optic is pretty reliable there, Don?
That's nice.
John pays 36 quid for 50 meg. How much is 36 quid there, John? Yeah, here Comcast cable. Here where I live in Ohio, it's oh, you're welcome, Mark. Sorry you had some internet issues there. Yeah, Comcast. I will say this about Comcast cable: the service. Whenever I called them for service, not a problem. I had a box go bad. They replaced. In fact, I got a free upgrade to the box. Not an issue. I had a second box go bad. The smaller one upstairs, they replaced that. They took out the local office here. There was a local office to pay the bill, do exchange. Now I got to drive like 30 miles away. So that's not convenient, you know. So I'm not really complaining about the service, but to spend $200 a month for basic service seems a little high.
Yeah.
Basic channels, no HBO seems a little high, in my opinion. Yeah. John says your fiber optic is brilliant. Yeah, not here specifically, but AT&T does offer fiber optic in certain markets. It's not available here. If it was, I would have switched to AT&T in a heartbeat. But because I'm too far away from the main junction box or the main line, or I'm not sure what they call it, but yeah. So anyway. All right, so we've been talking about Lubuntu. I think it's a great upgrade from the previous running Qt. It looks terrific. It's fast. Even running this off a live USB stick. You know,
I still have mine. That is, I do not like it, but I got to try it with the latest.
Yeah, it's using what is it, 2.4 gigs of RAM. So it's nice. It's nice. My only sigh about this is starting with 1904 again, they will not support supposedly 32-bit, and my ThinkPad that I use is 32-bit. So if I install this, I got to uninstall it. So I kept Cinnamon in there for now, but the Cinnamon lags. The dual core with 3 gig, it does lag.
Yeah, those specs it really would.
Yeah, this would be fine, but I hate to install it and take it down when it expires again. So I don't know. But if you have a 64-bit and want to revive an old machine, absolutely take a look at this. Absolutely. I like what I see. It looks sharper. It looks improved. I think performance is great. It has some of my favorite apps like Pulse Audio, Volume Control, VLC. I did have to install Chromium for Hangouts. This had Firefox by default, which is fine. Bluetooth built in the K3B burn if you want to burn CDs. Muon Package Manager. I still prefer Synaptic personally.
Are you on a live key?
Yeah, this is off a live USB stick. Yeah.
Wow.
I
see the install it like, whoa.
Yeah. There's no lag, right? I'm not noticing a lag. This is pretty good. Yeah. No, I give the Lubuntu team kudos. Yeah,
I think when I looked at it, it was definitely improvement over the last one.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
I don't like the older one. I thought the older one was pretty ugly, but this newer one is to look a whole lot better than the old one.
It looks more like we're going into 2018 or 2019. Yeah, I totally agree.
2000. I mean,
yeah, at least, yeah, right. But this looks pretty sharp. Like I said, I wish they would keep on. Maybe they might change their mind 32-bit, but I don't know.
I doubt it because Ubuntu and everything's been.
I know
that. Of course, Matei has kept up, but
yeah.
Am I looking any better? I'm on your favorite.
What's that?
I said, am I looking any better? I'm on your favorite.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. You're looking great.
Yes. Bill's makeup, Maybelline makeup looks awesome. Yeah.
Hoodie and all that.
Paula, you like Lubuntu? Very good. Yeah, it's definitely a step up. Totally agree there. One of the better lightweight systems. I would put it right up there with Ubuntu Mate, Peppermint, Linux Lite, MX. Yes, yeah. The old UI looked outdated. Yes, Merry Melodies, it did.
Yeah, I still run the 1604 on my banking computer, and it's probably about time I wipe it out and do something different with it.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, this is what the LTS is. This is what 3 years, I think, versus 5 years with Ubuntu free, and then 10 years pay. Yeah, this is 3 years. Yeah. Trailer park, is that caravans, John? I'm not sure what you're referring to.
Heather mentioned you can only get a certain speed in our trailer park.
Okay.
Yeah, trailer park here, John is because John's over in England. Is your what some would call your Alabama mansions place?
Okay,
Alabama mansions must be double wides.
Yeah, it's your mobile home trailer park is
right. There's a lot of those here too. Yeah, I don't know.
Even mobile homes in State College are $100,000. It's insane.
Wow.
In fact, they've gotten rid of there were two mobile home parks downtown by where the one Walmart is here at State College on Atherton, and they made this huge deal where they bought everybody up. They used public domain. They kicked people out. It caused a big stink, and the property the one trailer park got leveled out, and that's now kind of turned into they put a shopping plaza there. So that one, but the other one across the street. It's still just an overrun. It's just like an overrun woods/fields that used to have trailers in it. Now it doesn't because they just thought that the trailer parks were really bringing down property value. So they wanted to kick everybody out of there. It was really a bad case of government being crazy.
Yeah.
They wanted to bring the property value back up. So, they used eminent domain to seize everybody's houses, kicked everybody out, and then didn't do anything with the land yet.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the ones I've seen here seem nice enough. At least some of them. Of course, you got to have that. I guess in every market, local laws and politics and what you can and cannot do. So, anyway, let's see here. Catch up with the chat. All right, I'm going to probably wrap this up here in about 10 minutes. I just realized I haven't had lunch yet. I'm starting to get hungry. So I got so excited about Lubuntu. I was jumping for joy, Anyway, try this out. It's definitely an improvement. It looks great on my test here. So I actually need to get Mark Shuttleworth on one of the next Ubuntu shows and just get it straight from his mouth. If there's any possibility of a national Ubuntu desktop, or maybe, who knows, maybe it's in the blueprints and they're, kind of privately talking about it. So maybe I can have him spill some classified secrets.
Yeah, so. I don't know. Well, I mean, just as long as Guido's also on your show.
Yeah, I'll tell him right now, Mark, tell me the truth. Just ignore Guido behind me. He's just here to watch. Yeah. Can we get Linus Torvalds on? John, I'm cool with that too. Yeah. Sure, I would. Absolutely.
And you'll even let him fly off the handle if you want.
Look, it'll be a private chat. He can use all flying off words. Yeah, I will not take it personal. So Linus, if you need some catharsis, you need to let it all go because you had to, quote, be more socially justified or whatever that freaking, yeah, you could just come on my show and let her rip, man. You know, boy, that would be something. Simon and Telegram chat and Wendy are on the Lubuntu team. Wendy, okay. Maybe Wendy. Heather. Maybe Wendy, okay. Well, this is humming along at 2.4 gigs on the live USB. So check it out. Right now they offer this in 32 and 64-bit. Like I said, according to what I read, 32-bit is gone for the next release. So just keep that in mind. If you still want to revive an old machine, 32-bit, you can certainly look into Ubuntu Mate, Peppermint. I think MX18 is 32-bit also, right? I'm not mistaken. So yeah. Yep, Heather, I would love to get one of them on the show. I think the way to do it is to send them the invite from an ISP in Sicily. So they'll get the message. Boy, this guy's serious.
I thought you said you wanted to get him on. You scare him away.
Well, I guess that works both ways.
Yeah,
if you don't get on the show, I'm going to send Guido to say hi.
Come to the Ubuntu Show. We have a nice cannoli wallpaper. Hey. Oh, yeah. Get Stallman and Torvald's on. No, I don't know about Stallman. He's kind of weird.
No,
yeah.
And Torvald isn't.
No, Torvalds is just over exuberant on his language sometimes, but I wouldn't call it weird. No.
The other guy we refer to as the name that shall not be mentioned.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'll make them an offer that Karen refuses. Yes, I'll make them that. That's right. Yeah. Yeah, my ThinkPad is a Core Duo with 3 gigs of RAM, and Cinnamon drags a bit. Yep, it runs, but it drags. Or is it GNU Stallman?
It is GNU Stallman.
GNU Stallman. Okay, GNU Stallman. That sounds like a cartoon. Hey, gang, watch a GNU Stallman cartoon show next week.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was on the original Linux action show years ago with Brian Lunduke and the other guy. I can't think of his name. My apologies. Anyway, Stallman came on, and I'm watching. He came on for about an hour, and he made a statement. And Brian is a family guy. I guess a couple kids. Brian had when Stallman made the statement, Brian had his WTF face on. But I think Stallman made a statement, well, the one way to save planet Earth, or something like that, and I'm paraphrasing, is for people to stop having kids. And Brian's face, look at the camera, was like, say what? I'll never forget it. It just blew me away. And I think that show is probably on YouTube somewhere, but it was funny. And that's when I thought, holy cow, this guy's been smoking too many kernels, man.
You talking about when he was on with Chris Fisher? When
that's who it was, Chris Fisher. Yeah. Lunduke interview. It was okay. Mildly awkward. Lunduke was scared. I don't know if he was scared, but just like, what's the word? Flabbergasted maybe is a better word. I'm not sure. It was funny. Where'd Spatry go? He's still around. He uploads videos here and there. He's still around. Yeah. As far as I know.
And he just released a video a few days ago, actually.
Yeah.
A little short one.
He was too scared to challenge Stallman. Who? Lunduke? Really? Lunduke does not come across as the, scaredy cat type, but I don't know. Stallman will definitely challenge you with his views. There's no question. Yeah. But hey, to each his own. All right, last call for comments in the live chat. Did we miss anything? Did I miss anybody? Any question? Welcome all the new users or the new people in the chat who stopped in. It's always great to have new people, new faces on here. You have Lipiro says you have landucophobia. Okay. Well, Lundux moved away from big social media.
So did I.
Okay. He still uploads vid. He does his Linux Tuesday, Linux Thursday, whenever he does. He still does that. Yeah. No, I like his shows. I don't know why he does his uploads in black and white. I'm like, the Twilight Zone look is cool, but all the time,
I found something really interesting about seeing that is it actually makes those thumbnails stick out now.
That's true.
It really does. Because it's like you can spot it immediately because it's the only black and white thumbnail you'll ever see.
It just looks odd to watch it. It's almost like, dude, can't you upgrade your Linux machine? Come on.
He explained why he does that on a video, and I can't remember what it was, but
I don't know. Yeah.
I think a lot of it for him is it goes to his ultimate philosophy that says, that there's been too much progress in some ways where we're not paying attention to the fact that you can get basic stuff done without having all the latest and the greatest. And I think that's
true. Yeah.
Philosophy to have. Which is why his website is just raw HTML with no JavaScripting and all sorts of stuff. It's a neat concept.
Right. Yeah. No, I like Brian. He's always his Linux sucks shows he used to do once a year. Awesome.
Yep.
Awesome. Emil says, after Windows upgrade, you cannot run the printer over the network. They said you called for help. They said delete the update and turn off the updates. Really?
Oh my god!
Wow. Maybe there's an updated driver for the printer. I don't know.
That's why the way to fix Microsoft when you're in here is install Linux. Simple way to do it.
Yeah,
Wow.
Seems to work really well when you wipe off Windows and install Linux. Does a good job.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can fix the update with Ubuntu Mate. Yes. Mm-hmm. Wow. Yeah, the last few updates with MS, they've had better days. Absolutely.
Yeah. So, Arch is not self-destruct yet on updates, so that's good.
Yet. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yet. Keyword yet.
Yet. Right.
We're gonna run some now. Let's see what happens. Whoa.
Yet. Please, can I come one night? Toss. I usually do Friday night show, Dr. 66. So yeah. You can't play Asphalt 8 on Linux. Unfortunately, Toss, maybe you wish to install Win 10 plane. Asphalt 8, I guess Asphalt 9 car racing game is out. Somebody told me, it's an awesome game for Windows. And what's nice about you don't need a high-end machine to play that, which is nice. So, yeah. So check it out. Asphalt 9, I guess. Airborne, it's called. It's like a Need for Speed. It's a pretty cool racing game.
So it's one of those games you can run on a potato, basically.
Just about. At least the last time I ran it, yeah. Well, I ran Asphalt 8. I don't know about 9. But yeah, no, it does pretty good, yeah. I posted a few videos on that, that I recorded and posted on the channel. But yeah, it's pretty good. Has anyone ever hacked a stream? I'm not sure how you would go about that, Mugen. Yeah. Not too high requirements. Nice game. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would be a great game to be, ported over to Linux if they ever do it. Yeah, sure.
Looks like I'm getting the 420 kernel now. Oh boy.
Oh jeez. Live.
No.
All right. Well, I'm going to wrap this up. Go back to listening to my friend Jimmy Z Trio and his wonderful music. So, thanks to everybody in the chat. Thanks to all the new people who dropped in to say hello. Always a pleasure. So, check out Lubuntu. I would recommend this for beginners. It looks a lot more polished. Keep in mind, 32-bit, it looks like will not be supported in the next release. And I believe these are good for what, 6 months, these releases, or is it 9 months for Lubuntu?
6 months for the 18 to, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that means that this was released in October, right?
So yeah, I think so. October, November. So when 1904 comes out, that one's.
So that would make it March, March or April.
Did I freeze? I froze on my side. Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah. No, you're good. Oh, it's good.
Okay, I'm back. All right.
Okay.
Arch was just doing Archie things, I guess.
Well, there you go. Arch. Yeah, it's my arch nemesis. Ha ha.
Ha ha. Yes.
Thank you, David, for stopping by. Always a pleasure. Simmons says 9 months. Yeah, it's 9 months. Okay, so it is 9 months.
Oh, it is 9 months.
9 months. Okay. What was I thinking? Maybe it used to be 6 months. I think it used to be. Okay. All right.
You know what? It is 9 because it's it lasts 3 months after the next release, doesn't it?
Okay, that would make sense. Arch rock solid lip. That is a contradiction in terms there, buddy. Yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I haven't had too many systems self-destruct on an update on me yet.
I suppose if you do not turn on the AUR, I suppose it's possible.
I don't even think turning on the AUR is necessarily a big deal. I mean, I've done that on every other Manjaro install I did.
Okay.
I didn't do it on this because what I needed was in flat packs, and the flat packs enabled. So path of least resistance. Why enable Arch user?
Makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Right. Yeah. All right, gentlemen and ladies, I'm going to have my late lunch. Thanks to everyone. Check out, if you haven't already, check out Steve's very own show, Switch to Linux. Check it out. And check out last night's show I did with Chris Titus Tech. We debated, not really debated, but compared Linux and Windows, and that was a good one. So check it out if you haven't. All right, Joe, you have the last word. What do you call Arch in the Halloween costume?
Windows 10.
Good one, Joe.
Well, nice. Right. Well, on that note, I'll just say happy Halloween, and I'm out of here. So, all right, guys, I'll catch you later.
Everybody take care. Thanks again, Carmine.
Take care. Ciao. Bye-bye.
Bye.